Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. All right, let's get started. Okay, what an exciting week it has been. And let's just take a look and see who's all coming online. A lot of people still joining us, folks. Come on in, gang. Lots of room right here at the front here. Okay. Okay. I'm just reading a lot of people already chiming in here. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Yes, welcome. Okay, cool. Okay, well, let's get started. Might sound like a little bit, I'm under the weather here. I kind of am, I think. I've been taking some, what was it? I don't know, Tylenol, Advil, one or the other, both. Excuse me, I'm just trying to get through the last few days. It's been a crazy, crazy time. We spent some time down in where were we? Las Vegas at the Money Show. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And I see a lot of people still coming online. Okay, and Aaron, I think, is in Palm Springs tonight, and I believe he's heading home. I'm not sure tomorrow or whenever, but anyway, let's get started, folks. This is actually our weekly fireside review. Let's get the recording started. Excuse me. All right. And welcome again to DayTradeSPY.com's weekly fireside chat. This is our introduction to trading weekend review. And my name is Hugh here presenting tonight. And it is February the 25th, 2024. 2024. All right, so let's get started here. There's a questions box. You'll find a little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. I am the only one that sees that. And let me just go through the excuse me, some of the names on the list here. I just want to see if certain people are online that promised. They said, excuse me, they said, hold the train, I'm coming online. And yes, we're gonna hold the train just for you. Oh my Lord, look at all the people. This thing is just growing into some kind of a wild, I don't know what it is, but anyway. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so I'm gonna just start rolling here. You know what? They'll catch up and they will understand that when you start at 8 o'clock, it's now 8:05. All right, questions box icon for your Zoom questions. Any questions or comments you might have, just put them up on there, all right? So while we're waiting, folks, just want to give you a quick question here. How familiar are you with options? Because I know there are a lot of names I don't recognize, and I don't know where you would come from. Various marketing initiatives out there that had brought us out, brought to us. So just want to get an idea as to how familiar you are with options. A for very, B for somewhat, C for little. This is a self-assessment thing. It's not based on any test or anything like that. Just, however you feel. Okay. All right. I am going through, okay, through the questions here. Good evening. Good evening. Hiya. Sarasota, Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Yes, Douglas, we have the dancing girls for you. We do at the end of the show. I've got the dancing girls. I promised you 2 weeks ago, neglected it last week, but I have the dancing girls for you later tonight. You are going to want to stick around for that. Okay. Tracy, I love you, Tracy. Started with the first. Thank you, Hugh. Life changing. Tuesday's position I had to hold overnight actually 2 nights, then it hit big Thursday morning. Is that going to be common? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Tim from Hawaii just signed up. Oh my gosh, Tim, thank you. I love you guys from Hawaii. Okay, so anyway, let me go through this one at a time here. Okay, there's a lot of okay. Most of you people are somewhat familiar with trading. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any C's or D's. And if there's no C's or D's, we'll quickly go through that, right? Nope, there's a few coming in. Okay, here we go. Okay, Jill or Gil, S, I'm Hugh, new to options. Got some questions. What is the risk the price talk is higher than what is the risk if the strike price is higher than the stock price? Strike price is higher than the stock price at or near expiration date. The risk is higher, but I'll get into that a little bit later on, okay? Matthew B, little options, new to options, Timothy L, okay. We've got a bunch of people who are new to options. Okay, good to see that. All right, we got a pretty good idea here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have this in two parts. We're going to have, of course, the usual week in review, upcoming week, and just talk about other things. All right, and then afterwards, after we finish the first segment, then we're going to get into sort of an options primer. Okay, and this way, if you are new to options, that's where you're going to want to be. And if you are already familiar with options, but you want to learn more, or perhaps just a refresher on some of the things here, then that'll be the place for you to be too. So we're going to quickly go through that. By no means is this a comprehensive training that you are going to be, all of a sudden you're going to be totally familiar with options and you're going to be out there becoming an expert after this session. I just want to be clear on that. And while we're on that, here's the standard disclaimer that we have to provide for you. I'll just give you a second to read over that, and I'll be right back. All right. You alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. There we go. Okay, so let me see if this is going to work. Do we have our video is not why is our video not working? Let me just take a look at that, see if I can fix this. Okay, because that is not a good idea. Okay, why is my video not working? Oh, you know what? Okay. Yes. Okay. So I am actually in, where are we? We're in Kissimmee, Florida, and I am using a separate computer, a different computer. So what I'm going to do is remove this guy right here, and I'm going to just put my picture up here again. Okay. Sorry about that. You know what? This is actually kind of awkward because I thought that I had the right PowerPoint on here and I don't. So the computer I use in my home office has the updated PowerPoint that has my video incorporated into the PowerPoint, and this one does not. Therefore, some features on my home-based PowerPoint are not going to work on this one. So instead, I'm going to just put in my video manually through the Zoom, and there I am, red shirt, live, the whole works. And if my eyes are glossed over, it's not yours, it's my eyes because I am on some meds, just fighting a bad cold here. All right, so anyway, a little bit about my background. So it's gonna be kind of an easy night, just kind of sit around, chat, sort of a casual night. And excuse me. Where do I come from? Well, I'll tell you, School of Hard Knocks. That's where I graduated. Yeah, I think, yeah, I've got a degree from some of those formal universities and stuff. But pretty much everything I've learned either on the, on the playground or School of Hard Knocks. School of Hard Knocks. So, and hopefully we'll get Aaron. I'm gonna just text him, see if he can join in here. I'm gonna just bear with me. Let me see if I can find Aaron, and if he's around. He's in Palm Springs, I believe. I'll say here, come on if you can. I'll just right there we go. I'll just text him here. Come on, come on to say hi. Yeah, but how about that? Here, come on to say hi. Come on to say hi. Okay, there we go. There, just texted him. We'll see if he's in transit somewhere or he's still hanging around Palm Springs, California, or whatever. Anyway, it was just a blast. So, School of Hard Knocks. So, what happened was I used to work for corporate America a long time ago. I used to be an internal auditor for an insurance company, and like the good salaried employee, I would hand off a lot of my money to my investment advisor, the guy that handled my money for my retirement. Big mistake. Big mistake. Well, I guess it wasn't in hindsight because had he not blown up my account, I never would have learned to do this. So I'm guessing here that if he did what he was supposed to, I guess, grow my money instead of blow it up, I would probably have a nice retirement fund, but I would not be doing what I'm doing now, I don't think. I wouldn't be having as much fun and I wouldn't have as much money. So that tells me that, for every dark cloud out there, there's actually a silver lining. And whenever bad things happen, good things come out of it. Excuse me. In fact, I think I could probably go through pretty much every bad thing that's ever happened to me and find some good that had come out of it. Even people in my life that were just horrible people or whatever, but good things came out of everybody that I meet. Some people make you happy when they come into your life. Other people make you happy when they leave. So, but anyway, uh, getting back to trading, I was trading. I started trading a very long time ago, and I started with equities, and I ventured into. I looked at futures and forex and commodities and options and different things, and I discovered for me kind of a short path to this is that I really enjoyed options, and I really took to SPY options and day trading SPY options. That's what I found was the most rewarding for me. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work for you. All right. I don't think this is a one size fits all. I believe that everybody's going to find their niche in life and whatever it is that they do. For me, this is what it was. And I think this is just an awesome thing. But when I started trading, of course, I went through all these courses. And a lot of the times I would ask the presenter up at the front of the room, so Mr. Presenter, you're making money using the system you're espousing to us, you're telling you're teaching us. And you know what? They always said, oh no, 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 I don't trade. I don't trade. Oh no, it's too risky for me. Oh, wait a second. Hold on a second. You're telling me what I should do with my hard-earned money. I should put it into your system, buy your programs, join your group, but you don't feel confident enough to trade your own system. That's what you're telling me. Okay, close up my books. I'm out of there. One time they even asked me to leave. I said, hey, no problem. Of course I'm going to leave. I'm not going to spend one more second here with you. If you don't believe in your system, why would I? I guess it's easy to spend somebody else's money. There are political parties that do that. Anyway, um, I knew there was money in this business. I knew it deep down in my heart, in my soul, in my gut. Why did I know that? Simple. I would spend hours and hours on end, hours and hours poring over charts and option chains. I would look at the lows and the highs every day. I would look at the lows and the highs, and I'd bring my wife over. She'd come over and say, look, what are you looking at? What are you even staring at that for 5 hours straight? I say to her, look, every day options, they have a low of, there's somewhere 5 cents and a high of $3. 5 cents, 3.50, 10 cents, $6. These massive, massive spreads on the between the lows and the highs. Excuse me. I said, look, I'm not trying to make 5,000% a day. But I said, at some point, this option was down to 12 cents and it hit a high of 7.75. I'm not trying to make thousands of percent. And I'm not even trying to make 100%. But you can see that at one point in the day, this option was down here, and some other time during the day, it was up here. And that gap could have been thousands of percent if you bought at the low and sold at the high. And that was always funny with some of these presenters I would see out there. They would say, well, if you bought it at the low and sold at the high, and of course, we're all saying, yeah, that's right. Why didn't I buy at the low and sell at the high? Well, hey, you idiot. Not me, the idiot. You, presenter, the idiot, because how did you know that was at the low and the high? You didn't know that until after the fact. You could not have known until it's after the fact. So why are you saying such stupid things, okay, like they're holding us to be morons? I took offense to that. Don't tell me that. If the most useless word in the English language is if. Anyway, I'm ranting on that. But I said to my wife, I said, look, can we not make 5%, 6%? How about a whopping 10% a day? When some of these options have a massive spread of thousands of percent, can we squeeze a little 10% out of this? Just got to find out that little trick, that little formula, that little nuance, that one trigger that's going to deliver, excuse me, some profits. And I guess if you do something long enough, you're probably going to get good at it. So let's see. I started really studying this, and I started really getting into it, and I started trading. I started doing very well. I started doing very well to the point where I was okay. Obviously, I quit my job, and I brought home. Well, we had vacations, lots of vacations, and new cars, new house, new airplane. And my friends, family, neighbors, associates said, "Okay, Hugh, you obviously won a lottery." I said, "No, no lottery, just trading SPY, day trading SPY." Okay, what can you show us? So they coerced me into showing them how and putting my results on the internet. So we did a rudimentary website and just put it up there just for fun. It was actually just for fun, just for laughs. I thought, oh, I got to learn another new skill. Maybe I'll learn how to do website development or something. I always thought that was always intriguing to me, right? It's just kind of playing around with it. I just post every day what I did in the morning when I'm looking to trade and stuff. Anyway, long story short, then that was born the inner circle. The people in my little inner circle, I would post every morning when I'm looking to trade and when I got out. And people started picking up on this thing and telling their friends and stuff. And I thought, oh yeah, this is just this will last for a couple of months and it'll all die down. But well, that was 2010, and we started the trading room in 2010, and here it is, 2024, 14 years later, we're going stronger than ever. And in 2022, we were bought out by Eagle Financial and grew even more. And with Eagle Financial, so by the way, my trades are basically short-term breakout trades multiple times a day, and that's how I'm making some pretty serious money now. But anyway, when Eagle brought us out, they brought on Aaron Stevens. This guy, it was a coup. They stole him from a $150 million commodity fund. He was the technical analyst, and he was very good at it. He was very good at it, and he did very, very well. And we're very fortunate to have him. So when Aaron says through his intricate, detailed 1 + 1 = 3 deep dive analysis, and he gets into stuff that I don't know. I mean, I know what he does. I have my indicators. So when he gets into his Fibonacci and Andrew's pitchfork and other stuff, puts them into his blender, and I have my set of indicators, and I put all those into my blender. And Aaron says the market's going to go up, and I say the market's going to go up, completely independent of each other. You might want to buy call options. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what call options are, if you expect the market to go up, you would buy a call option. A call option is a contract. All right, we'll get into that later on, but it enables the options holder to trade the underlying asset, SPY stock, for a certain price by a certain price, by a certain date. Okay. Anyway, it's pretty good chance the market's going to go up if both of us independently say it's going to go up. So we were able to get to Aaron, and he's part of our group, and he excuse me, and he does between the two of us in the trading room, we do some pretty cool stuff. Okay, some pretty cool stuff. All right, he's not online. He may join in a little bit here, but we'll see if he's going to be joining us. So I'm just going to take about a 5-second break here. Hold on a second here. Okay, all right, let's get back to this. All right. So next segment here, I just want to remind you folks that if you're not receiving our newsletter, we have a newsletter that we send out every Thursday morning. I write the newsletter. I write it, and a bunch of people approve it, and all the rest of it. We talk about it's actually kind of a special interest, so there's some human interest thing in there, and then we talk a little bit about technical stuff, and of course a little plug on what we're doing. But it's called Spy on the Market. Spy on the Market. It's a free. It's not a long read. You know what? I don't like long reads. I'm not a long read kind of a person. I want just give me information quick, and it's 750 words. Okay. That's what they ask for. That's what I give them. Now, I think sometimes they might add a couple or take a couple away, but that's what it is, and it's free, delivered into your inbox every Thursday morning. It's a brief 3-minute read. Sorry, no pictures, but it's a light, relevant, entertaining even. All you have to do to subscribe is go to our website. I said go to, oh no, actually, this is actually wrong. You have to actually go to the website. Apparently, I found out that customer service cannot put you on. You have to put yourself on. So go www.daytradespy.com, and over on the right side, I believe you can subscribe or log on to one of our products or something. You don't have to buy anything. It's just one of those free newsletters or something. Put your name on that. That'll put you on the list, and then you're going to get our newsletter. Okay, that's one of the announcements we have to make. Also, I want to tell you that coming up at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, March the 6th, we are going to be doing our scalping workshop. Watch your email for details. I believe they're going to be starting the marketing on that very soon, like this week. And you're going to want to get in on this. This is one of our strategies, one of my favorite strategies. I think it's my favorite strategy, scalping, where essentially we're going in, we're just making a little bit of money, all right, putting in a lot of investment, making a small amount of money several times a day. And you walk away with a really nice bag of cash. Okay. And I really love that. It's my favorite. Excuse me. So here's what we're going to talk about here tonight. We are going to discuss, to be discussed, what happened recently, this last few days, the upcoming week. We're going to just update you on the 2 to 10K challenge, answer your questions, the next steps, and then we're going to give you the options primer later on in our second segment. Okay. So we're just over there at the Las Vegas Money Show last several days. And it was a lot of fun. We met a lot of people. A lot of our subscribers had come out, and want a big shout out. I don't know if he's on or not. Ron from here's a guy. He flew in from Detroit, Michigan. Let me see if he's out there. I met a lot of nice people, folks. If I forget to say howdy or something like that, it's not that I let's see if he's on here. Okay, I don't think he's on. I don't. Okay, well, he's probably flying back. But we met a lot of great people, and it's just a matter. Roxanne, I believe you're on. Met Roxanne, wonderful lady. She came out. I don't know where she's from, but a lot of people flew out to see us and really enjoyed meeting people and just chatting it up with people and Bruce, all kinds of people. I mean, I could go on and on all night, but really wonderful time and just had a really nice time with a lot of people. So. Um, just really cool. Okay. Anyway, Aaron did a couple presentations, live presentations, and he got into some technical stuff, and a lot of people were quite interested. And that's Aaron up on the board there, and that was his that's his segment there on the Money Show. So, and I was kind of hoping he'd be on right now so I can throw some virtual tomatoes at him. He did a great job. Anyway, that was the most show. So maybe the next one, maybe on the next one, I'm not sure. All right, gang. All right, so this is what happened during the week, and again, I'm going to just remove this. There we go. Going to stretch this out a little bit, so to show you what happened during the week. This is the charts are courtesy of I was going to say TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. It's actually now Schwab, Charles Schwab Thinkorswim, and let's quickly review what happened this last week. So on Monday, markets were closed, and on Tuesday it was a low and no news day, mostly technical trading, and then there was a little concern about the Fed Reserve meeting minutes release, which is going to be coming up the following day, Wednesday. So the markets were a little nervous. They went down. Found some support down around 495. Excuse me, some automated orders kicked in and brought it back up. Not quite too open, but brought it back up to it's around that 497 level. And then into the opening bell the next night, the next morning rather, they drifted down a little bit. All right. Trader hesitation up to the Fed Reserve meeting minutes. That's what we had there. Okay. We go to that. So comments about interest rates dropped SPY to the lowest level in a week. However, on the plus side, NVIDIA, AI chip maker NVIDIA was going to release their earnings at the end of the day on Wednesday. So getting into the end of the day there's a lot of activity around NVIDIA. A lot of far out options were transacted. And I'm not sure what time exactly they announced their earnings, but they were good earnings and good outlook. NVIDIA actually was pulled up very nicely, and it brought up the entire tech sector, and that too brought up the entire SPY at the end of the day. In fact, I believe we actually I don't think we had record highs then yet, but that was in the following days. All right, so here we go. Positive NVIDIA earnings and the outlook weighted on the tech sector, coupled with positive PMI. And unemployment claims on Thursday pushed SPY to record highs. And then on Friday, the party continued. The party continued. Technicals sought out new record highs. We topped out at over $510. Then there was some profit taking, brought SPY back down, wrapped up the day just under 508. But we stayed at that very lofty level up there. Now, Aaron identified this early on. And frankly, when Aaron was talking about it, I don't know what SPY was, probably about 492, maybe 494 or something. And I just put my head on, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. It was talking about 510, 505, 508, 510. Oh, lots of resistance up there. But we broke through it. We broke through it, and it was awesome. SPY had never been up there as high. So here's a look at the seasonal charts. Now, the blue line up there is where SPY is now, and the red line at the bottom is the composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. So it gives you an average as to what's kind of gone on. You can see how markets go up, they go down. And by the way, just because of what happens seasonally does not really mean that it's going to happen again. A lot of factors kick in. 5 years ago, we had Trump as president. 5 years ago, we didn't have AI like it is today. We did a lot of things are different. So doesn't mean it's going to happen again, but kind of gives you an idea. So here's what happened as I focus in down into it. Historically, SPY dropped about 9 points over the last week, and seasonally, SPY dropped about 1 point the following week. So we're on a kind of a downward sloping trend. Relatively a flat week coming up, but we'll see if that's going to happen again this week. Not really sure. So let's take a look and see just what moved the markets last week. We have positive signs for bulls. SPY did hit record highs. Focus mainly on earnings. We had some really good earnings. Most companies beat the expectations. And we also have a rise in corporate profits, an avoidance of a recession, and more friendly Fed Reserve presents a favorable backdrop for continued market performance. All right, so the session was it last Wednesday when they're talking about, well, we're still going to hold on, we're not ready yet to drop rates, but things are looking good, but we're still going to keep an eye on the numbers, but so it was encouraging, even though we're not quite there yet with the drop in interest rates. So what they thought there was going to be a drop in January, February, March, it's just been extended out, probably more closer to June or something, right? And we also had, of course, hitting record new highs. Now, this is interesting here. And I'm going to get into this a little bit. So as you hit record highs, they're not typically marking an exhaustion period or point for SPY, although it may take a little bit of a breather given the speed and the size of the recent rallies. So when we do hit record highs, oftentimes you will see markets blast. So they go up to a resistance level. They bounce up and down, bounce up and down, bounce up and down. They come down, they go up. But when they break that resistance, and that was a band of resistance up there, was very, very strong. Once it broke through that, you'll often see a continuation, a lot of pent-up demand, a real push to the upside. I think NVIDIA is now with a $3 trillion company or something. Wow. Anyway, this is what the week looked like last week. S&P rose 1.7%. Year to date, 6.7%. And here it is, what? Middle of February, a little into the second part of February. So we're on a real upswing here with the S&P 500. NASDAQ, of course, and the Dow also both came up. Last week, they were down a little bit, but this week they rose. And the NASDAQ is just under the S&P 500. The Dow is dragging a little bit here. All right, so let's take a look at the week ahead. Monday, of course, we've got new home sales. That's all it is going to be on Monday. Tuesday, we've got durable goods orders, conference board, consumer confidence report, Richmond Manufacturing Index. Going to see a little activity on Tuesday. Gross domestic product on Wednesday, and some G20 meetings. They are all set to start. I think it's a two or 3 day. I think it's 2 days session for the G20 meetings. And this is where the finance ministers and other relevant people get together. And I don't know what they discuss, but whatever they're going to be discussing, they're going to be going through. They're going to be going through markets and whatnot. And let me just go back to see. This is coming up here on the 27th, 28th. Let me take a look here. Okay, that is the G20. I just want to get a little more information on the G20 meetings here. Bear with me. Where did I see it? You know, the funny thing is when you're looking for these things, you can never really find them, can you? It's just uh, I hate it when that happens. When are those meetings? I don't know. Anyway, I can't seem to find it now. Okay. We will find it for you, folks. We will find it for you. Anyway, that's Wednesday. All right, on Thursday, unemployment numbers. We have unemployment numbers coming up. Personal consumption expenditures, Chicago PMI, G20 again, pending home sales, Fed members, hawkish members, Bostic Mester. They're going to be speaking on Thursday. And on Friday, we've got Institute for Supply Management Manufacturing PMI report, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, also construction spending, Fed members, hawkish, Bostic daily speaking, University of Michigan, inflation expectations. Going to be a busy day on Friday. All right. And so here's what I was saying. I'm going to give you a second to kind of look over this. Equities typically logged strong and extended gains after new highs were reached. And this gives you an idea of the last major all-time high here. August, 4 years ago. Additional gain beyond new highs went 42%. Excuse me. Time for new highs to eventual peak, 347 days. You can take a look at this. You can see just how new highs continue on. All right, we're back. So volatility here could be pretty low on Monday, tomorrow. It's going to be elevated on Tuesday, a little more moderate on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday, expect to see a lot of movement and volatility with the markets, with all the news coming out, high impact news, high to medium impact news items. So my recommendation seems to be every week. It's this trade small, trade often. Okay, and you're probably going to be okay. All right, so that's kind of the idea there. And I'm going to remove this guy again because this one just doesn't seem to work. This feature with my current I was going to say here my current PowerPoint. So I'm going to bring in this guy right here. This is my well, it's not my avatar. That's a real picture of me, right? And that's my I'm the one on the right. The dog is actually I don't like to call her a dog. She's actually a family member. Her name is Lucy, beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog. She grabbed our hearts 12 years ago. I remember when she was a little puppy, about 6 weeks old, went to get her. And I know I'm diverting here, but I got to tell you a little background about this. There's a litter, I don't know, 5 or 6 little puppies. And this one here, she had a little cute little pink nose and some cute little features. But when I picked her up, she kissed me right here on the side of the neck. The best kiss I ever had. And that was her ticket to the winning lottery ticket. I said to the breeder, okay, name your price. She's mine. She's coming home with us. And we had been attached. Our hearts had been attached ever since. They beat together. Our hearts beat together. Yes, they do. And these dogs are only supposed to live 6 to 8 years old years in age. But she's in her 12th year now. And people say, well, yeah, I think so. I mean, you actually cook for the dog. But it's really funny because I think about a month and a half ago, she took on this incredible habit. I love dogs. Nice dogs. I like nice dogs. Every night around midnight, she will come up and find us in the house and summon us to bed with the lights out and the TV off. If we're laying in bed watching TV or reading or something, she'll come up. She doesn't want to go out. She'll lay down. No, I'm not going out. I don't need to go out, she says, but and she'll look at me with that stern look, turn the lights out now. It's time to go to sleep. And it's uncanny how incredible, usually within about 5 minutes, either side of midnight, she does this. It's just an amazing thing that she does. So I miss her. She's not here, but I'll probably be going back in a few days and I'll see her then. So anyway, point is many opportunities every day, and we show you how to spot them and how to trade them. We show you how. Let's clean up the typos here. Who did this anyway? We show you how to spot them and how to trade them. All right, that's a little bit better. There we go. Let's get the typos out of the way. All right, now I know this is the segment that a lot of you have been waiting for. It was a very contentious segment last week, the other day, Thursday. It was our 2 to 10K challenge. So for those of you who don't know what we're doing, this is our third round. We are taking $2,000 and turning it into $10,000 in 3 months. Okay, turning it in 3 months. The first two were very profitable. We did that a couple days shy of our target date. We started April, May, June, July. We did that, and then we did it again starting in September. September the 25th took 2,000 to $10,000 by Christmas Day, December the 25th. And this one here, we started January the 29th. January 29th. So February, March, April 29th. Excuse me. We are looking to take $2,000 and turning it into $10,000. All right, pretty cool. So what happened here? Well, Monday the markets were closed, so we get a little dash there. And let me see if I can actually okay, insert. What do I insert here? Is it it's not a shape. Is it a shape? No, I think I might not be able to. And no, it's not animations, transitions, design, insert. Maybe insert shape. If I insert a shape, again, my PowerPoint is not the one I use at home, so it's really kind of tough to show here. I think it was. Just bear with me while I go through and see if I can maybe. All right, so maybe I could do this way here. Um, Here, is this it? No, that's not going to work. Okay, we're not going to do that way. I'm just going to have to be able to point it to. I hope you can see my pointer here. Okay. So anyway, Monday, February 19th, the markets were closed. Okay, and then on Tuesday, we bought the 498 calls. That's the strike price, $498. We're a little bit out of the money on that one here. And I bought those for $3.06. I bought 8 contracts. Okay, it's not 5, it's actually 8. Sorry, wait a second. It is a 5 or 8. I think it was 8 contracts. I have to correct that. That was actually not 5, it was 8. And I'm going to have to go back and change that. Those 5 calls. 5 calls. Uh, Sorry, I could be lying to you. That was February the 20th. Maybe it was 5. It could have been 5. Let's consider 5 there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We made $144 on that day. Okay. No, sorry, that was 8. I remember. That was the contentious trade. So now what I'm trying to do is correct this trade. And am I able to get in there? No, I cannot seem to get in and fix that trade. Okay. I will have to fix it. It was 8 contracts, not 5. Bottom for 306. So what happened was this. That was that Wednesday or Tuesday. It was Tuesday. Markets got a little nervous, but we held on. We didn't want to cut my I didn't want to cut my losses on that one. I had this set up. So I bought it for $3.06. I had put in a sell order for 325. The market was shooting up. I got a little ambitious, a little aggressive. I changed my sell order from 325 to 330. All right. Now, it did hit 325. In fact, I think it went a little bit higher. And a lot of people left it at the 325. And had I left the 325, I would have made my target price. So this column here, the profit target, I was shooting for a target of $74. Okay. I had it, but I was shooting for a little more. But it bounced off and then started going down. I changed my sell price back to 325. Well, it never hit it at that point. It went down. A lot of our people did get taken out for 325. They did hit the target. Congratulations to those people. Myself, I got a little ahead of myself, pushing the envelope. So, but I thought that, okay, I'm going to hold on to this. I don't want to lose it, and I didn't want to cash out. I had a couple opportunities. I was looking at possibly taking a smaller loss later in the day, but I thought I'm going to hold off. I'm going to have some money on this because NVIDIA is going to be reporting earnings that night, and I anticipated good earnings. So, and as it turned out, on the Thursday, NVIDIA did, of course, report, and the market shot up something like 6 points overnight. And you know what happened to those options? They shot up along with it. As a matter of fact, when the market opened on on the next day, I sold for 602. 602. Hold on just a second here. So when the market opened at 602, I sold them. I remember I bought it for 306. So on my 8 contracts, I made something like net of commissions $2,360. And come Thursday morning, there's some people who stayed the course that we discussed this, and I explained what I was planning to do. Now, plans can and do change between the time we close the trading room and, of course, the end of the market. But I decided to stay with it, and I walked away on this 2K challenge for $2,360 gain on this thing, which would have pushed us way ahead of ourselves, right? Well, you can imagine when Thursday morning opened up, and some people actually sold for a loss. Some people got their 325. Some people got a little more. And there are a bunch of people that actually got quite a bit more than even the 602 that I got. Excuse me while I just cough and hey, I'm going to take a drink here. I appreciate your patience over my cold that I'm fighting here. So anyway, I'm going to go through this real quick and then show you something. Knock your socks off. So Wednesday and Thursday, I did not trade. I let the dust settle on this contentious issue, and we had some pretty nasty emails and text messages from people. And I thought, well, what's the fairest way that we should handle this? Do we take the profit that we made because we took the risk? Should we not be rewarded for that? And initially, I thought we should, because if we ended up at a zero, if we lost everything, you probably would have said, well, no, it went to zero, so you should take the hit, right? But then other people were saying, well, we had it for 325, and if you're going to do the 2360 profit, why don't you extend it to say 15,000 or something? I mean, they're all sort of valid comments. We couldn't really. It wasn't quite crystal clear which way we should go. But what I did there was based on the fact that I was looking at bringing beginners, novices through this process. I thought, okay, you know what? Yes, we are only going to take the profit we would have made had we sold it at that original 325, which was $144. Okay. So I thought I'm going to be transparent, more than fair. We'll consider the win at 325 rather than 602. And I think probably everybody's sort of happy with that. And those people that made a lot more, congratulations, man, you just struck gold. That's great. Anyway, I did not trade Thursday or Friday. Being in Las Vegas, I got to be honest with you, going from the Eastern time zone over to 3 hours back, it really kind of did a number on us, with the time change. Sorry. And of course, having to get up at like 5 in the morning. Uh, that was tough. I'm not normally an early riser, and I have a newfound appreciation for those on the West Coast, and especially for those people we talked to that were from Hawaii. I don't know how you do it, but that was great. So anyway, I did not trade, and we're still ahead of the game. So I did trade on Friday. Wednesday and Thursday I didn't trade. Friday I did trade, and I made $120, still a little bit ahead of the game. And this budget variance is how much we are ahead or behind where we should be on the schedule that I have. It's going to take us to our $10,000 at the end of the 3 months. So we're ahead of the game, and now we're back in Eastern time zone in Florida. So we're going to carry on with the 2K challenge. All right, so now, excuse me, what I'm going to do is show you just some testimonials real quick. And I don't want to, get in deep to these, but I just want to kind of go over some of these things with you, just so you know that it was real. It happened. A lot of people made a lot of money. Jeff here sold his for 625, tripled his money. Definitely worth the wait of 2 days. Terry, big shout out to Aaron on the Nvidia trade that he was anticipating because he talked about it. He cleared $2,900. Now I got to tell you, I don't know how much these people are putting in to make this kind of money. I anticipate some people are putting in a lot of money, others not so much. But either way, it's great news. Okay, excuse me here. Excuse me for coughing here. Sam picked up $1,700. JB here closed out with a $14,000 profit. EB held his pick of the day trade, so he got in the pick of the day. He closed out and picked up exited with an $18,000 profit. Okay. Linda joined DayTradeSPY last week. Spent time lurking and learning. Made her first signal trade. This is our DayTradeSPY signal. All right, we'll talk about that a little bit here. And closed with a 19% profit. Pretty excited. I've been trading options for a while, but I've been looking for consistency. Very excited by this potential. Mark is shocked. He was shocked. He was in for the 498 calls at 309, had a sell order for 350. It sold for 610. $31,100 on 100 contracts. Wow. All right. Norman, $2,100. Sold for 636 for Kim. $2,900 profit for David on a 3150 investment. And this other person, I'm not sure that was sold at the open for he had two positions, 609 and 550. Dan bought the 498 calls for 298, sold for 634, bottom again at 243, sold for 535. This is big money, folks. Gordon, a 259% gain. Awesome. Got 170 of these things. He spent a lot of money on these calls. And for an average of 232, sold for $6. And couldn't have done it without you and Aaron. Okay. And Russ had only 10 contracts, still picked up $2,900 gain on 10 contracts. Okay. So he had about $3,080 invested in this, walked away with a 2.9% gain on this one here. Steven, his call sold this morning. I made 16,238. David over here, I sold 100 contracts, 504, $36,548.02 profit. Bill closed out 35.50, and Ron, he also closed out both this morning 315, sold, bought more for 166, closed them both at 615. It goes on, folks. Goes on. Bob picked up 10,138, 20% for Sam here, 6% for Nathan. Clay made 7 grand holding calls from yesterday's trades, only holding because we talked about them worth more and holding on to them. Without your guidance, I probably would have bailed out early. And of course, Scott back from ice fishing. He's up $1,430 today from the challenge and the pick of the day. Uh, Jeff came in here. This is another Jeff here. Hold on to the 498 calls, 129% profit of about 40,000. Sean held on to his made 45,000 profit. Kim, thank you so much, Kim. You guys are awesome. Love it. Love you on that one here. Ron, another Ron, stellar favorite part of his seeing the long-term projections. I love you guys. Charles made $1,008 today, and this person got at least other 8 people to sign up for our website. Don't want to miss this. Just a sampling, folks. Just a sampling here. All right, just a sampling of some of the profits here. What else do we have here? We got a whole bunch of these. We have a whole bunch of these here. Let's see. And it goes on and on. Okay. Thanks so much for your guidance and video. So they're all talking about the same thing here, folks. They're all saying the same thing here. And let me just see this. There's another email that came to us here. Which one is this here? I'm trying to find. I'm going to go back and see. Okay, hang on a second. I just got another slide in here. I think I skipped over this one here. Let's see, where did it go? This isn't funny here. Testimonials. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I got just a bunch here. There's there's one in here. I guess for some reason it didn't show up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So the 2 to 10K challenge. All right, here's what it is. You're starting with $2,000, trading only profits as they settle the next day. Use a cash account. Okay, pattern day trade rules do not apply to this. And you want to buy first. You want to buy first, then sell. Calls and puts using your standard setups. You want to track it on a daily spreadsheet. Okay, that's what we have here. Same thing I showed you. Every morning we get together, we put that on there. And these are also going to be reported. They are being reported in the inner circle follow-up report. Record gains and losses net of commissions of $1 a contract. And again, our goal is to hit $10,000 by April the 29th. Okay. Excuse me. We're starting with safer trades. Safer trades. Further out of the money at money expirations. Modest gains, looking at doing that. We're trying to build up our buffer, and then maybe later we'll get into a little more aggressive trades, but right now we're just building up our safety net. Okay. And the trading room, all right, the trading room is we're going to talk a little bit about that. Again, I'm going to just cut these headshots out because they are not they don't work on this PowerPoint, for which I apologize, but I'm going to see if I can just copy this and insert them so that we do have something in here as a placeholder so that you know that it is me talking here. Well, I guess you can see the video anyway. Folks, we have this trading room that we do every morning, and this is what I'm telling you about, because I want to tell you, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you about this, because we get a lot of people saying, well, where do you do this? How do you do this? This is done every morning in our trading room. You have to be a member of the trading room to get these kinds of results. Okay, the challenge. Very important. Hosted by expert traders, Aaron and myself, if I don't mind me blowing my own horn here. All right, this is where strategies come alive. Every morning we get together 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern time, okay, in the trading room. Learn and earn. Okay, this is what we've been doing for many years now. We know what we're doing. Aaron and I have a combined over 40 years of trading experience. And what we do is we teach what we trade and we trade what we teach. It's all there. Okay. Not sure why anybody would not want to get in on this thing. I'll tell you why in a second here. You can watch us make some real trades using real setups, real market environments using real money. If you have any questions, you can put them into the interactive chat box just like you can here, and we get them answered in real time. We have the longest running live trading room since 2010 that I know of. And again, you can do the 2 to 10K challenge in 90 days, all included in this trading room. Question is, can you afford not to subscribe? For only $6.99 for 3 months. By the way, I think you have a trial of, not sure, 14 days or 30 days. If you really don't like it, it's not your cup of tea, not a problem. You call them up, you get your money back. How cool is that? Nobody else does that. And I think that for the price of, I would say half a sub every day, half a lunch, a sub lunch, um, it's worth the cost. I sure wish I had a Hugh and Aaron when I learned this stuff. Okay. I would have saved myself hundreds of thousands of dollars in learning this material. You get all the nuances, all the strategies we teach you. If you know what calls and puts are, that's where you should be. That is the bottom line. All right. Okay. So, any questions up on the board? I'm going to just see here. Any questions up on the board? And again, I'm going to remove that guy there and exchange it for this guy here so that I can actually, well, let me just move this over here. We'll get the coffee cups out of the way and bring this up like this. There we go. Okay, so this is our fireside chat segment here. This is where I'm going to go back and go through the questions and hopefully answer a few, right? All right. Okay, let me just go back here to the beginning here. Okay. All right. Okay, the volume was nothing on Friday, went up to 25, and I was concerned about getting out. Okay, you don't have to get out. Don't worry so much of the volume on why is this thing not stop? Seems to stop. Maybe it's not set to repeat. There's plenty of volume on SPY. No matter what you put into it, it's gonna fill. I mean, the way we trade. If you go really far out of the money or something like that, you may have an issue. But the way we trade, it's not bad. All right, it's not bad at all. I don't actually put volume on my charts because I know it's going to be good for our purposes. So to answer that question here, no place to enter my name on. You don't need to, Mark. I know it's you because it shows up as your name when you enter a question on here. I can tell. All right, still quite new, but enjoying the knowledge I'm gaining with your service. Thanks for that, Brian. Brian P. Nice to have that. Shri V. Can you explain the process of placing option orders in the morning for SPY? Second step is not clear. You wait for the first order to be filled. I'm not sure what he or she is talking about here. I'm going to assume that could be the pick of the day. So the pick of the day is a service that we have where you are sent a particular email pick around 9:15 or so, 9:10 to 9:15, 9:20, somewhere in there. So that is designed so that at market open, excuse me, that you would, maybe there's some way to repeat this. I'm not really sure. I don't know. It's going now. All right, so you would buy the pick of the day right at market open. Wait a few seconds for the bid-ask spread to settle in nice and tight within 2-3 cents of each other. Then get in and buy it. Now, if it's going against you at that moment in time, check the 1-minute chart. If the stock is going against you, wait for it to turn around, then buy. You'll get it for a better price. But no, do not wait for a 1-minute candle to close. Don't wait for the first order. Don't read into it. If the stock is going up, you want to buy right then, okay? And then immediately put it for sale for 6% profit target, okay? All right. Mics are muted. Yes, they are. Mics are all muted. You can say whatever you want, Doug. Go ahead. Go ahead. Swear at me. How long do we let options run to the upside? Okay, so in the trading room, you can actually let them. We talk about how if you want to make more money than just the 6% or those few cents we might do on a scalp, which is a good strategy, by the way. You can actually let the stocks run up. As a matter of fact, a good strategy there would be to, if you're on a tear, right? If the stock is on a tear, flip over to the 5-minute chart where you eliminate the 1-minute noise. And if your price is over the 10 exponential moving average, and the 10, of course, is over the 20 exponential moving average, and if they're spreading apart, follow it up, follow it up. And then later on, when the price starts coming back and testing the EMAs, then get out of it. You'll often find that you're going to be making double-digit gains on that strategy. It's an awesome strategy that's taking advantage of the trend. And then getting out when you see it flutter up at the top. You've made your money. Look for the next entry, right? Excuse me here for a second. All right, let's go back to some more questions. What is the best time to get in on a new option trade? 1 or 2 minutes. If you're in for the morning, like the pick of the day, or if you get in right with us, then get in immediately. I don't know why sometimes people just want to wait and wait and wait, and then when they finally get in, it's the end of the trend, right? I had this happen to me some time ago. What was his name? I can't remember his name now. Mike from New Jersey. Yes, I remember. He was actually an actor. Super nice guy, really funny. And he went through the course. He went through the course, and we have the ultimate training course. He took that, and he was doing very well. Then off he goes, and sometime later he contacted me. He said, "Hugh, it's not working anymore." I said, "What do you mean it's not working? You can't make any money on your system. It's not working." I said, "Well, it's still working for me, and let's take a look." And I couldn't understand what he's doing wrong. Finally, I said to him, "Mike, I want you to tell me every single thing, everything you have on your charts, everything. Don't." And he's telling me this and that, and RSI and Bollinger Bands and Elliott Waves and all this other stuff going. I said, "Oh, stop right there. Dude. I got to know right now, Mike, why are you putting those other crazy things on there?" Well, my friend told me about this one, my other friend told me about that one, and my friend of this and that, and all his friends told him all these things to put on. I said, "Well, I think I see a problem." So I asked him, "Is this what happens? You actually get into it, you're waiting for all these things to shape up, and then you get in when it's the end of the trend, when it's no longer your friend? Do you find that's what's happening? Is that what's bothering you, Bunky?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Good, because I want you to rip off all of those things and throw them in the East River because you don't need them. Only put on those things that I tell you to." All right. If you want to install those other things because your other friends told you that, that's on them. That's on you and them. I know what they are. It's not that I don't know what they, but when you're waiting for all of those indicators to line up and finally, right, you've got them all set up. Well, that move has already been made. And if you go back in time, you will see that if you only got in when I told you to get in, you would have made your money. And you know what? That's exactly what he had done. He had removed all those other indicators, and then guess what? He started making money again, right? If you want to watch markets and watch indicators and all that other crazy stuff, and if you want to have all these different things on there, knock yourself out, use a paper trade account. If you want to make money, do what we tell you to do, and you'll make money. All right. David B, did you Friday trade? Thank you very much. Tom L, my gosh, thank you. I wish I had a bell. Excuse me. Am I going to survive this? I don't know. Just want you to know you've changed my life, you. Okay, Tom. I hope to the good. Thanks. And thank you for that, Mary. You can see at the top of the screen. Awesome, cool. Pennsylvania, good to have you here. TD Ameritrade site won't allow to place a second order right away. I'm not really sure what the issue is on that. Maybe you've extended your capacity. If you have, say, $4,000 in your cash account and you've used up the $4,000, you will not be able to trade that day. You might want to call Thinkorswim. I can't help you on that other than that sort of control, which is a good thing for you. All right, what's your opinion on buying a strike or two lower than the recommended strike price? I've been doing it and reaching the target sooner. That works. Yeah, that works. So he's saying, is Mark is saying, it's good point. If you want to say a strike or two lower, if it's calls, a little more into the money, it's going to reach your target soon. It costs more money, of course. So if you don't mind doing it, that works. Actually, that's not a bad way of doing it. And yeah, I mean, there's variations on some of the things we do. Some people they say, well, I don't have that much money. I'd rather buy more contracts, so they'll buy one or two further out of the money. Sorry. And if it's really on a tear, the delta is going to kick in and make their money, but a little more stressful as well when you go further out of the money like that. So, right, Gerfried, I can't hear you. You guys can hear me okay. You're the only complainer, so I'm guessing it's your software or hardware. Turn up your speakers here. By the way, nothing yet. An email for this week's trading room schedule. It should come. Should be there, Mike. Nice meeting you there, by the way, Michael M. You should be getting the email on the links for this week. Better. Okay. All right. Hello, Phoenix, Roxanne. Yes. Oh, so you came down quite a ways here to see us. Really good to meet you, Roxanne. Norman hated I missed the Vegas show. Not missed the next gathering. Looking forward to meeting you and Aaron. Okay, sounds good. Craig. Okay, I'm underwater, 10 longs. I read that I could execute a calendar spread. Okay, so I had some questions asked of me, and Buddy, I don't know if you are on. I know that you asked a question about some spreads. I do not do spreads. I used to do them a long time ago. I don't do them anymore. Uh, I have not had good luck with spreads. I have not had good luck with spreads. I have I always wondered why people do spreads. They get so excited because at the end of the month, either roll them over to the next month, the next strike price, and they're so excited by having made 5%. We don't get out of bed for 5% a month. But anyway, those people that do spreads, I really can't help you on spreads, calendar positions, any of these things. How much is a SPY futures contract on CME? No idea. Uh, I can't help you on that, Craig. All I do is SPY calls and puts. All right. I am a simple guy. I like to keep it simple, and that's the way I like to trade. Simple. I'd like to determine as best as possible a market direction and go with that direction, make a few points. Do it again, do it again, do it again. And by the end of the day, I got a nice bag of cash. It just works very well for me. Okay, all right. Question on Monday or Tuesday didn't close out the call. Market comes back up to where it would have filled on Friday. Will it not fill because the value of the option be less due to time value? It depends, Gary, on where the market is going to go. So he's asking about if the market comes back up, will it fill? Depending, of course, on exactly how far up it goes, and there's going to be some time value. But oftentimes you'll see the move to be much greater than the loss on the time value. So that's really what it's all about here. All right. Do you know if we're going to get a link to? Yes, you should get a link to the trading room tonight. I believe that should be going out later, if not already. What time is it now? It is now 9:07. Okay. Your camera video looks good. Thanks for that, Jeff. Full motion, no stutter. Okay, that's cool. Yes, we are in Orlando. Okay. All right. You hear the sirens back here? Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. What's a good economic news website? Forexfactory.com. Punch up, it's a free website, forexfactory.com. Take a look at that. I wonder if that siren's coming into this complex here. I don't know. So Sarah, yes, she's awesome. I think you're talking about my pet, Lucy. She's very lovable. We keep threatening to kill her and eat her. Sometimes I wonder if she knows what we're talking about. Okay. Okay. All right. So some people are really going in heavy with their options. So I'm gonna recommend, don't go in so heavy. And just because something works, and here's the funny thing about options trading, there's no such thing as goodwill. Let me give you an example. If you have a restaurant, or you've had a restaurant for the last 30 years, right? And everybody comes to your restaurant. It's got a great reputation. You make the best food and service and everything else. And let's say one night, your steak is a little undercooked, you send it back, it's not going to damage your reputation. It's a one-off. Maybe the chef was, a little off that night. No big deal. It's not the end of the world because you've got all this 30 years of goodwill built up, right? With options trading, there's no such thing. There never will be. There's no such thing as goodwill. In other words, you could have 1,000 great trades, right, in a row. You can have 1,000 great trades in a row, right? And you might think that you're good and you know the market and this, and maybe you do, but there's no guarantee that the 1,001st trade is going to be good because of that background. It could completely go against you. So here's what happens a lot of times. People start out trading 5, 10 contracts over and over and over and over and over again, and they make some money and they make lots of money. And they go up to 15, 20 contracts and they make money, make money, make money. And then 20, 30 contracts, all they're doing is making more money. And after about 100 or 200 trades, they say, I'm going to go full in. I have a $250,000 account. I'm going to buy $250,000 worth of options because the last 150 trades were all good. I think this one's going to be good too. And I'm going to double my money and I'm going to do all these wonderful things. Except the market turns against them. Sorry, excuse me. Their $250,000 account just turned into $100,000 in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. That is a big mistake. That's a big, big, big mistake. I tell people, you know what? If you're going to ramp up your trades like that, go very slow. I I would probably still buy 10 contracts if I had say 10 to even $20,000 in the account. I'd probably still just trade 10 contracts over and over again. Because if something horrible happens, and they happen fast, it happens fast and furious in the options market. In 5 seconds you could get wiped out 50% of your equity in the options market, which is what shakes a lot of people out. When that thing goes down like that, it goes down real fast, right? And so I tell people, have a lot of cushion back there. If something horrible should happen, you never know what's going to happen. Then at least you're okay to trade the next day. You've got that cushion built up. And I think that's really, really important. Okay, so do that. Don't ever go all in. Do not ever. And I'm going to be, buddy, good to see you on here. Do not ever trade more than you can afford to lose. And by the way, for those of you who lost money the other day on those options, just want to say, stay with it. We're gonna build it back up. We're doing this together. It's a teamwork, team effort, and we're gonna build it back up. So no worries about it, right? And buddy, I know you sent an email concerning something with spreads or something and some of the stock. Again, I don't know anything about that. You might want to contact Aaron. He's more into the those other strategies or whatever. So he might be able to better help you on that. Unfortunately, I'm not the guy for spreads or other stocks. Just all SPY all the time, all options, all day trading options all the time. So and yeah, it's true. Been in contact with a lot of people at the convention center there, and I'm not worried about COVID. That's a good point, though. I've got within a 10-minute walk. I think 2 or 3 CVS drugstores here. Maybe I should get tested, but I'm okay. I'll be fine. I think it's just I'll be fine. So, but thanks anyway for your concerns. Right. Listen, there's so many questions, so many questions. Let's get on to some other stuff because right already it's 9:13. I don't want to keep you all night, folks. Here are some of the programs that we have. All right, some of the solid goal, learn and earn, actionable plans that you can put into place right away. And these are exclusively through DayTradeSPY, right? So first of all, the inner circle. What was all this about up in here? Oh my gosh, let me get rid of that guy. All right, there we go. Our inner circle. This is a great place to start. All right. So if you're new to options, new to day trade spy, you don't know what you want to do, join the inner circle. It's basically a cup of coffee a day, maybe a coffee and a donut. I'm not sure. So you get the morning market analysis every morning around 9 o'clock, a little after 9 o'clock. We send out this very brief assessment as to the way we see the market shaping up for the day. We have no clue where it's going to go a week from now, a month, or a year from now. We're not that smart, but we got a pretty good idea where it's going to go today. What we do is Aaron and I we get together, we assemble our thoughts, our brains, we zigzag back and forth and say, I think it's going to go up. He says, I think it's going to go down. I say, why do you think it's going to go down? He tells me why I think it's going to go up. And anyway, we get a consensus on up or down. We put in our opinions, very quick read, 1 or 2 minute read, and that's what we're looking at to trade that day. You also get a follow-up report as to what we actually did trade, okay? And then every Tuesday night, you're going to be invited to our interactive meetups where you can ask questions, whatever you want about SPY, chart setups, chart patterns, trends, anything to do with SPY trading. These are awesome, excuse me, sessions. Cost is less than $1,000 a year if you buy by the year, or $275 quarterly. Again, there is a period with which you can actually cancel, get a refund on it. When you go to the website, it explains all that to you. That's the inner circle. It's a great place to start. That's the first thing actually we started back in 2010. Now we've got the DayTradeSPY signal. Now this is an algorithm that goes out 3 to 5 times a week. When the setup occurs, we send out the signal, goes to your cell phone and your email. And the idea here is to buy it right away within 2 minutes of getting the signal, put it up for sale for a 5% profit target. If it does not sell that day, then sell it at the market at close, all right? Sell it at the market at close. This has been working very, very well in our studies. I think came in around a 96% success rate on this one here, okay? And cost of this, $14.95 a year, $3.99 a quarter, or $149 a month. Again, you can try this with a 14-day, 100% money back guarantee. This is the Day Trade SPY signal. Again, an algorithm. We also have the pick of the day, which is manually determined by Aaron and myself every morning. And we email this to you just after 9 o'clock Eastern. Okay. It's a really cool thing. This one here, you want to buy at the market open. All right. Market open. So you want to buy this at the market open when the bid-ask spread settles and nice and tight. And now check the 1 minute candle. If it's going your direction, buy then. If the 1 minute candle is going against you, wait until that 1 minute candle turns around, goes back up. Yes, you should have a chart set up on this. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. Just means that if you get it at a better price, you're going to be filled for your 6% easier. That's what we're looking for. Put up for sale for a 6% GTC, good till canceled order. Okay. You may even have to hold this one overnight. And if you do, that's okay. There's plenty of time for these options. Okay. Cost $14.95 a year, $3.99 a quarter. Again, 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. Excuse me again. Our piece de resistance, is that how you say that? Piece de resistance? Our trading room. Our trading room. Hosted by Aaron and myself. Interactive, fun, learn and earn, fully narrated. This is where our strategies come alive. Every morning, 9:20 to 10:30. These are actually events. I know some people have trading rooms and it's like a drop-in center where all the microphones are open and everybody's discussing everything. It's like a Discord or whatever they call those things. And it's not like that. It's not like that. We don't discuss anything else. We don't care about other stuff. The only reason we talked about NVIDIA is because that was actually a major market moving event. Okay. And that's what that one was. And that's the reason we stuck with that during the week, because it was going to move the markets, and it did. All right. Normally we don't get into other stocks like that. Trading room. All right. We teach everything. These are interactive, so you can ask questions. Um, Learn it, and if you already know what calls and puts are, that's where you belong. We make money. As a rule, we make money. Okay. And if we lose money, we'll try and get it turned around for you. All right. We talk about money management, you name it, we talk about it. $6.99 a quarter. Are you kidding me? Less than a half a Subway sandwich a day, I think, is what it works out to. Again, 14-day, 100% money back guarantee. This is the best value. All right. We also have, for those people who are brand new to options, have no clue whatsoever, this here is pretty cool. This is our ultimate training workshop. Okay, our ultimate training workshop. What you want to do here is get in on this one here. And now this is where you're going to learn everything that we do. This was actually a live training event that we had done a few months ago. We recorded them into 11 videos, hour and a half long each, roughly, a little more, a little less. You'll have unlimited access to it for at least 6 months. Now, the reality is you have to put a time limit on there. That's what we did. But the reality is we have yet to bump anybody off. There's some people that have been on there a lot longer than 6 months, like from earlier sessions, from even years ago. They've never been bumped off, okay? You're going to grasp everything we do. Again, we teach what we trade what we teach. And this is where you're going to learn all about everything to do, everything about options, the risks, rewards, fundamentals, money management, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, strategies. You're going to gain confidence, acquire skills how to repair trades gone bad, and you're going to master Aaron's deep dive analysis. All right. Special price on this. Now, here's the funny thing about this. I keep talking about this every week. Sorry. I had to laugh because we were talking about this at dinner the other night, how the IT people over at Eagle, they're obviously not paying attention to what we're doing, because the objective of this ultimate training workshop was to have it up there for 2 weeks at this very special price of $9.95. You see, before Eagle came around, these were going out the door at $3,500. And even then, our business advisors advised us against selling this so cheaply. They said this course is worth at least $10,000, and that's what we should be charging. And I remember arguing with these guys saying, well, we want to get more people, excuse me, interested in this, so we're keeping the price low at $3,500. And I remember arguing with these guys, and then Eagle took it over, and they put this unbelievable price of $9.95 on this course. But the IT guys they still got it up on the website. Let me just check that to make sure, so I'm not speaking out of my hat here. Okay, so I'm going to pull up DayTradeSPY. At least the last time I looked at it a couple of days ago, it was still up there. And I just want to see if in fact it is. So here is the website, DayTradeSPY. Look at this, it's still up there. Ultimate Trading Workshop. These guys are unbelievable. Let me see if it's still there. It should be. All right. It's actually 11 recordings, not 10. And click here to learn more. Let's see if it's still up here. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. These guys, all right. What are they charging now? Are they still charging? Look at this. You can still get it for $9.95. I don't believe this. Nobody has told them to, hey, yank this thing off. It's no longer available. That's so funny. So, look, I'm going to tell you right now, jump on this. You are going to learn everything we do for $1,000, less than $1,000. Now, yes, you have to go through all of those 1.5 hour videos, but I do want you to go through them because the reason is there are a lot of little nuances that we talk about, a lot of little things, a lot of little things. The nice thing about these videos, you can stop and rewind and fast forward or whatever. Yes, there's going to be a lot of stuff you're already going to know. There are little tricks, trips, and tricks, tips, tricks, and traps. All right, that you're going to pick up, and that's really where the money is. Let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. If you learn nothing else here tonight, this is a pretty cool little thing. Um, and I was telling some people the other day about this at the money show. I said, somebody came up to me and said, Hugh, he said, that you seem to get filled and I don't. You seem to get filled at these prices and I seem to chase the market. How is it that you get filled and I don't? What platform are you using? What are you doing? I said, well, there's a little trick that I use. Oh, yeah, it's a little trick I use. I said, here's the trick. Let's say, as an example, the the bid ask spread is, let's say, 250, 252. All right, so the ask is 252. You want to buy for 252. And you see the market's moving up. It's moving up quickly. Well, you put in your buy order for 252. Excuse me. Except when your buy order goes down into the market for 252, the price is now 255. You say, oh, all right, I'll give them another 3 cents. So they cancel and replace your order. You change your price for 255 and you send it down the line. Now, instead of the ask at 252, it's 255. But now that you just put your order, it's now up to 258. And you say, oh, happened again. All right, I'll give them the 258. So you cancel and replace. You put up for the ask price of 258. It happens again and again. You're chasing it up, right? The ask price is here. You're chasing it up, and eventually you're going to catch up to it, and it's going to give you your options at whatever price, 275, let's say. Well, when is it going to actually fill your order? When it's coming back down again, right? You chased it up, eventually you get filled, but now the market's coming back down, right? That's why it filled you. Think about that. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. You get filled at 275. You look at it again, now it's 268, 265, 260, 250. It's going down. You bought high, the market's going down. Now, in your mind, you think, oh my gosh, my stop loss. I have to have a stop. No, don't have a stop loss. But you're mad now. You're all mad because now you paid the high for it. It's coming back down. You just lost 5, 10, 15, 20 cents. And I am now out of my trade with my 6% gain. How did that happen? You call me up, you email me, you text me. Yeah, I don't know what you did. It's because when it was 250, 252, right? Bid ask 252 for the ask. And I saw the pressure to the upside. What did I do? I bought it for 255. I put in a buy order slightly higher than the ask. Completely counterintuitive. I know. I get it. It's completely counterintuitive. But if I want it, I'm going to buy it. And I don't mind spending possibly a couple more cents doing it. The funny thing is, I will often get filled for less than my ask price. Because what I'm really getting is the ask or the market price, which is better for me. But by going a couple cents over the ask, it puts me to the front of the line. So as the price is going up, I snag the ask price. I get it. Now I'm going up with the market, right? Immediately I put it up for sale for my sell price and I sell it for my 6% profit. Quite possibly, I may have sold it to you. Thank you. I see a question popped up. Why are you telling us that? You're disadvantaging yourself. Disadvantaging yourself. Well, I tell you because this is the kind of information you're going to get in our trading room and in our courses. And by you knowing this, you're not going to, because the SPY market is so huge, you're not going to change, right? You doing this is not going to affect my trades because the market is so incredibly huge. If all of you did this, you're probably not going to influence my trades. That's how huge, huge SPY is. All right. Millions and millions, tens of millions. I've seen hundreds of millions of shares of SPY and, of course, corresponding options trade in a single day. There's 4 days of the year when you get the quadruple witching day and you've got ex-dividend days and stuff. These days, I've seen SPY trade over 400 million shares. That's huge, huge. More shares than the number of people living in the US, legally. Excuse me. So SPY is extremely liquid. Some people ask me, why do you trade SPY, not SPX? Sorry. And I thank you for your patience, your indulgence with me on this cold I'm getting over, or maybe not getting over. Hopefully it's not COVID. But anyway, um, so my point with all of that is that SPY is so huge that I would rather see you have the advantage to this, all right, and make money on the stock market. Because here's what happens. People get in the stock market, they just can't seem to make it work for them. Then they fall out of the stock market, they lose their money. And you're gonna still be bitten by the bug because I think once a stock trader, an options trader, you're always going to be a trader. You sort of never get it out of your blood. Once you taste success, you will never forget it. It's like that, first kiss, or where were you when Kennedy got shot? Or remember that? Or yes, the we saw SPY hit a record high. And anyway, it's important for me that you know this stuff and that you do well, because the more traders in the market, the better it is for everybody. There's more liquidity, there's more volatility, right? And it's better for everybody. This is one game that the more players are in this, the better it is. So that's why I tell you these. And yeah, you're getting all these little tips, tricks, and traps. A lot of people didn't know that, and that's how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. All right. Okay. Scott R. I want to give a friend of mine join the trading room. Can I let her use Zoom? Hey, I have her watch with her on this one. She can watch with you on this one, and that's fine. Scott, in answer to your question, I'm okay with it for 1 or 2 days. Fine. Okay. Somebody bought the pick of the day at market open. I don't know what. I must be confused. You show that it's sold for profit. I'm still in the open position. What never reached your 6% profit target? Okay, it's James L. I don't know what you paid for it. What we paid for it, we got our 6%. We got out, so I don't know what. Maybe you ended up paying the high or something, and sometimes you're going to get that. But maybe stay with it if it's going to be tomorrow's expiration, or it's coming back tomorrow. Might go up tomorrow. I'm not really sure. We'll see. Something we should probably take up in the trading room for you if you're in the bank. A lot of people have multiple programs. In fact, we find that most people will have trading room, the signal, and the pick together, or the trading room and the inner circle. And so people have multiple opportunities to make a lot of money here. Yes, you can belong to any one or several. You don't have to belong to the trading room to get the pick of the day, John. A lot of questions here. Okay. Okay, so the bread and butter is another setup that we have. Essentially, the bread and butter says when on all three of our time frames, 1, 5, and 15-minute charts, the stock is as an example to the upside. It's over the 10 EMA, the 10's over the 20 EMA, and it's just breaking resistance, and you've got room to grow into. It's as simple as that. the price is over the 10 EMAs on all three time frames, and the 10 is over the 20. So what I like to do is I like to look at the longer term 5 and 15-minute charts. I like to trigger off the one. So essentially the bread and butter says that, okay, if the price is over the 10 and the 20 EMAs on the 5 and the 15, and now it's just coming up through on the 10, breaking resistance on the 10, just broke up over the 10 EMA on the 1. The 10 has just broke up over the 20 EMA, so you got everything going in the same direction, and you have plenty of room to grow into. That is the bread and butter strategy. You'll find that most of our strategies are all based on the same sort of criteria. Okay, awesome. You know, I've got so many questions here. Dustin, thank you very much. Started using your system last week on paper money. Yes, use paper money first when you get 20, 30 good paper trades, then transition to real money starting small, okay? Do a real one, go back to paper 4 or 5, do another real one, another paper trade 4 or 5, then another real one. Make that transition slow because it's arguable whether paper trading is actually a real thing or not. I say that because when you put real money into a trade, you actually watch your equity float up and down, right? I mean, that's what it's doing. It's pretty tough emotionally to handle. And I have to laugh at some people when they do is when they lose, excuse me, when they lose on a trade, they still keep watching it as if it's their own, and then the market turns back in their direction. Now they're getting actually burned twice. They're getting burned financially and then emotionally. We don't want that to happen. All right, let's move on here, folks, before we end up going into overdrive here. We have online workshops. You'll go to the website up in the top right, check out the online workshops, $249, best investment you'll make, especially in the repairing trades gone bad. That's a really good workshop. You'll want to get on that, okay? Now, I understand that there is a lifetime membership. I don't know whether they still offer that or not, but I think if you contact customer support and ask them about what that is, they will tell you. I know that a couple of people got into that sort of after that offer expired, and they're still able to get it. So I believe it's like $9,500. You get everything forever, but you'll have to contact customer service. And I would probably do that sooner rather than later, because I think I'm not even supposed to have that slide on here anymore. So anyway, all that said, I think with that, we're going to call it a day. And we still have that quick segment. Okay, we have that quick segment where the options primer is going to come. Okay, so with that, I'm going to just call this, take a bit of a break. And right after the song here, folks, we're going to get into the options primer. And yes, we have the dancing girls coming up right after. Stick around, you'll love it. This is only going to be a few minutes long here.
And the sun, be great at what you do, give it all to you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing, you can have it if you dream it, just be brave and you'll achieve it all, it all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
All right, let's get started once again, folks. Okay, let's get started here. And,
I wanna know if
there you go. And this band just wants to keep on playing, don't they? All right, so this is going to be a quick session here. Going to try and get some questions as well. If you are new to options, welcome. What do? We day trade SPY, SPY, period. That's all we do. Day trade SPY options. Oh, where's my video? There we go. Sorry about that. All right, day trade SPY options. That's all we do. All right. And nothing else. SPY. So I was asking other questions. Why not SPX? SPY has a lot more trading, a lot more options, a lot more liquidity. They're cheaper, about 1/10 the price of SPX. SPX is the basket of the top 500 stocks, whereas SPI is the stock that follows the top 500 stocks. If you're looking at buying the S&P 500 basket, just follow SPY. Same thing, a lot better. Highest traded stock out there. It's affordable, diverse. All the sectors are represented in there. Some people ask me, well, why aren't you diverse? There's no diverse stock in SPY, right? Very liquid, huge profit potential, exciting, profitable trading. Okay, that's all I like about it. Why? What are options? Excuse me. Options are actually contracts. I'm not interested in buying stock. If you want stock certificates, I probably got a bunch I can send you. I don't care. Not worth the paper they're written on. These are actually contracts that give the options holder the right, but not the obligation to trade the underlying stock for a certain price by a certain date. Well, you have to remember two names, calls and puts. You're going to remember these better than your own kids' names. If you expect the stock to rise, you buy a call option. If you expect it to drop, you buy a put option. You buy first, then sell. That's the way you trade. We don't do any spreads. We don't do any naked positions. That sounds a little funny, doesn't it? It's not like we're sitting here with no clothes on. That's not what it means. A naked position is where you're actually in an option trade, but you don't have the underlying asset to back it up should it go against you. You don't want to get in that position. So the way we trade, the only thing you can lose is the money that you put into the trade, okay? Options have strike prices. This is the set price at which the stock can be bought or sold for, executed. All right, when it's exercised, I should say, when it's exercised. All right, and they all have expiration dates. This is the end date at which the contract expires. I had a question up on the board, I think from Tracy, asking about why not just hold until expiration. And it's because it has this thing called theta loss, which is the time value. And what happens is is as time goes by, it's kind of like buying an ice cube. Okay, let's say you bought an ice cube and it melts on you, right? So it melts a little bit at first, more as it goes along, and then near the end, the smaller it gets, the faster it melts. And that's kind of what an option is. So this is not a buy and hold strategy. What you want to do is you want to buy it, make the market move, sell it, make some money on it. It's actually a race. It's a race between making more money on the option and it expiring worthless with theta loss. And by the way, the closer to expiration, the faster it goes. So you don't want these things are not into expiration dates. Excuse me. You buy in the money or out of the money. In the money is when the underlying security is above the strike price if it's for calls, or below the strike price if it's for puts. And it allows you to exercise it profitably if you are in the money. That's what you want to be. If you're out of the money, that's when the market price of the underlying security is below the strike price if it's a call option, or above the strike price if it's a put option. It actually becomes worthless. If you are 1 cent out of the money at expiration, you have a worthless option. But it doesn't go like this, and all of a sudden it comes to an end. It evaporates slowly, and then more so the sooner it gets. So let's say your option expires Friday at 4 o'clock, right? Well, you might have paid $3 for it 2 weeks ago, and if everything stays the same, the theta loss, so which is the time loss, it goes down slowly. But by say Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock, that might be worth 10 cents. By 3:30, it might be worth 5 cents. And by 4 o'clock, if you're 1 cent out of the money, it's worth 0. Okay. That's why it's important to move them. Some pros and cons. I gotta ignore these pictures here. I'm just gonna remove these pictures anyway, just to get rid of them, so they don't clog up the charts here. Pros: flexibility. All right, with options, a lot of flexibility. It's cost efficient, huge leverage. You can actually get into this business by not spending a lot of money. High return potential, making many strategies available here. And I think it's fun, exciting trading. So when I say there's many strategies, I'm saying that, ours is just one or two or three of countless strategies out there. Maybe you can find your own, I don't know. But I know what works for me, what works very well for me. And believe me, look at me, folks. Look, do I look special to you? Oh, don't answer that. Well, you're special to me. And I'll tell you, if I can do this, you definitely can do this. You definitely can do this. All right. Okay. Bruce, great meeting you in Vegas. Question, I have a conflicting meeting tomorrow night. How soon after the Tuesday night Inner Circle meetup is the recording of the meetup put on the website? Okay, okay, so every Tuesday night in the Inner Circle, we have our meetups. They are recorded, and I submit them to the people at Eagle, and they put them on. I think usually by the next day they're on. So you shouldn't have to wait too long for that. All right. Great comments. A lot of you people are done. Great comments. And thanks for that, Doug. On the thing, he says, what you're saying to me is true. I've gotten that 6% gain anyway, but sometimes waiting a day or two to close. All right. Okay. Okay. So, yes, there's some cons to options trading, folks. Time decay, commissions, and yes, they are risky. And you know what the big risk is? It's not even so much the market. I mean, yes, the market's going to be the risk because that's the arena that we're playing in. That's the game. But I find that the enemy is not the stock market. As a matter of fact, if you go back to your charts after a day's trading, the market provides many opportunities to make money, many, many opportunities. The enemy is the person in the mirror. It's your ego. It's your fear. It's your greed. I was notorious for greed. FOMO, fear of missing out. Those are emotions. They're real. It's like, FOMO. You feel like there's a party inside this house. You weren't invited, so you go up to the window, you're peering in. Oh my gosh, everybody's having fun. They're all dancing, they're all having fun, they're drinking, they're dancing. Oh my gosh, I gotta get in there. I gotta trade. I gotta get in that house. And I got my head up against the window here. I can't hear the music, but I know they're having fun. And you go in the house and oh, oh, I'm in it now. It's ballroom dancing and I like heavy metal. You're in here now, pal. Grab a partner. You're gonna learn ballroom dancing. Oh, maybe that's not a good analogy. FOMO, right? What's the other one? YOLO. You only live once. I talk to people, this is all good. I love it. I'm going all in. Remember several years ago? Excuse me. The craze around GameStop. Reddit and some of these I don't know what happened, but they developed this euphoria, this unbelievable excitement around GameStop. And I think there's another one, some other company. And all of a sudden, the stock, which wasn't worth very much, but all of a sudden it started shooting up like crazy and pump and dump and who knows what else they call it or whatever they're doing. They're just ramping this up, and people got all excited, especially the young people. Oh, I gotta have it. I'm gonna make a ton of money. I remember reading a story about this one guy. He had his, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of them, but he had his student loan money, right? And he put it all into GameStop. He was gonna quadruple or 10 times or whatever his money on GameStop. He took his entire student loan cash that he needed for school, put it to GameStop, and he lost it all. So I don't know whatever happened as far as school goes. There's the risk. All right, folks. One stock, one strategy, 1 hour a day. Over the years, we figured out what works and what doesn't work, both trading and training. So that's why you should come to us, because we know what you need. We know how to deliver it. Why SPY? Follows the top 500 stocks. Can't get a better stock than that. Stay away from penny stocks. I don't care what the taxi drivers told you. I don't care what your best friend said. Stay away from penny stocks. Okay. Efficient use of analysis time, right? I can get into in front of the market at 8:30 in the morning and have a pretty good idea as to where the market's going to go that day. The moves are quick. You can earn your daily gains very quickly here. SPY is fairly reliable, consistent, predictive, forgiving even. And you can actually anticipate the market in any market. You can make money going up and down. How cool is that? Why SPY now? Let's take a look at that. Why SPY now, right? Learn something new. Stay mentally sharp. This is actually more important than you realize. When you have this sort of activity, your mind is always moving, and you're going to live longer. You're going to live a better life. stay mentally sharp. I have talked to people who, after I guess working in some job or whatever, they retire and they're not mentally stimulated. And by the time they're, 61 years old, they're dead. And then I talk to people, as you can imagine, all the time. I've talked to, in the last couple of months, several people in their 90s. They are sharp as a whip. They're much wittier than me. They're right on the ball. They're, wow, really? Got to get up real early to get those guys. That's why. All right. It'll keep your mental acumen sharp. Learn while you earn. Might as well earn, right? Your money, time's going to go by anyway. You might as well make money along the way here. Time passes money, right? So might as well make money. It's going to huge profit potential for serious traders. You can actually live that dream lifestyle. Do whatever it is that you want to do. It's exciting and thrilling to beat the market. And you can actually, I love this part, you can pass this knowledge on to your kids. I have a son and a daughter. They both know how to trade. And I'm not going to bore you with it, but whenever they need money, they go to the stock market. They both have their respective careers. When they want a real sudden influx of cash, oh, Dad, I'm going to, I want to go on a trip. I'll tell you, all right. So my daughter, she's already seen Taylor Swift in New Jersey. Well, she's got her tickets to see Taylor Swift again in Poland in the summer. She's going to Poland. And I said, oh, yeah, well, you going to pay for it? Yeah, I already got the money. Just went to SPY. Do you know how comforting that is to me? Do you know how liberating that is to me? Not that she's gone, but but that she has the money to be able to pay her way through life. She knows what to do. So if I get hit by a truck tomorrow afternoon, I don't have to worry about her. She's gonna be fine. All right, what else? Here's a comparison between the stock and the option, just to give you an idea of the relationship between these two. So let's say I want to buy 100 shares of stock, SPY stock. It's going to cost me roughly at $500 a share. It's going to cost $50,000. But one contract controls 100 underlying shares. One contract. And that contract might cost me $3 or $300. It's $300. If the option price is $3, that's going to cost me $300. So for a $300 investment, I'm controlling $50,000 worth of equity. Now you know why SPY is so popular. Now, let's say the stock moves up $1 in price, which can happen, and it happens, all right? That means your stock is now worth $50,100. But on the option, there's this thing called the delta. It's one of those Greeks. And $3 option would be about a 50%, which says that for every dollar the stock goes up, the option goes up 50 cents. Now, in relation, you might think you're getting ripped off, but you're not. Look at this. The return on investment, if the stock goes up $1, is a 0.2% on the stock versus a whopping 17% on the option. So that tells you don't need much of a move on the stock to see a lot of move on the option, right? Folks, I got to tell you, ever since discovering options, I've never traded stocks again. For many years, I've not traded any stocks. Why would I? I make my money on options. And that's the beauty of this whole thing. All right, one stock, one strategy. All right. And 1 hour a day basically is what we're talking about here. Learn from our mistakes. You're not going to live long enough to make them yourself. All right. You're not going to live long enough to make them yourself. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, yes, for the dancing girls, I've got it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Let's wrap it up, and I hope to see you online. Go to DayTradeSPY.com and sign up for the trading room and everything else. Love you all. Have a good night.